Today I'm going to show you how to graph linear equations. Linear equations form a line. So we're going to choose numbers for the input. In this example, I just chose -1, 0, 1, and 2 for my input values, which are my x values. In order to get my y values, I'm going to input -1 into the equation. So -2 times -1 is positive 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So I get 3 as my y output. When I put a 0, -2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. -2 times 1 is -2. -2 plus 1 is -1. And -2 times 2 is -4. -4 plus 1 is -3. So now I can graph these points. So one coordinate would be -1, 3 that I plot. So here's my x-axis, my y-axis. So I go left 1, up 3, put a dot. My next coordinate is 0, 1. So I don't go anywhere right or left, but I go up to 1, I put a dot. 1, -1. So I go right 1, down 1, I plot my point. And then right 2, down 3, I plot my point. As you could see, okay, it makes a line, linear equation. The next example, graph y equals -3. So I put in parentheses 0, -3. So I'm going to plot 0, -3. Okay, here's my point. And it goes right and left. It's a horizontal line when you're graphing a y equals something. So we're hitting -3 on the y-axis and we're going across the y-axis. So that's how you make the line of y equals 3. It's a horizontal line. The next example, graph x equals 2, is going to be a vertical line. So 2, 0. So my x value, my x-axis, my y-axis, I go right 2, and I plot my point, and I make a vertical line up and down. Okay, so that's how you plot the point. X equals 2. It's an up and down line, vertical. Okay, here's another example, y equals 3x. So once again, I took points, then I put -1, 0, 1, and now we have to find what the y value is. So 3 times -1 is -3. 3 times 0 is 0, and 3 times 1 is 3. So then I plot those points, -1, -3, plot my point, 0, 0, and then right 1 up 3, and as you could see, there's my line. Let's try the next one. X equals -4. So I'll make my x, my coordinate plane. Okay, so I'm going to hit the x-axis at -4. So I'm going to go -4, 0. So -4 is right about there, and anything with x equals is going to be a vertical line. Here's another example. Okay, y equals -1/2 x plus 2. So this one we're going to make the table. And because I have a fraction, I'm going to use multiples of 2, whatever the denominator is. So I'm going to use -2. I can use 0, and I'll use 2. That'll just make my numbers easier so I don't have any halves that I'm dealing with. So -1/2 times -2 is +1. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plug a 0 in. -1/2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. -1/2 times 2 is -1. -1 plus 2 is 1. So there are my points, and once again you would graph on the coordinate plane, -2, 3, 0, I don't go anywhere right or left, I go up to 2, and then 2, 1. So right 2, up 1. So you could see my line. Okay, so here we have a word problem. The wind speed y in miles per hour of a tropical storm is y equals 2x plus 66, where x is the number of hours after the storm enters the Gulf of Mexico. So we need to graph the equation. So before we can graph it, we need to make a table. So there's my x and y table. I'm going to use 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So 2 times 1, let's put the 1 in for the x, is 2. 2 plus 66 is 68. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 66 is 70. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 66 is 72. And then we would graph those points. When does a storm become a hurricane? Well, we could do it one of two ways. We know the tropical storm becomes a hurricane when it becomes when the wind speed becomes at least 74 miles per hour. We can continue the table if we want until we hit 74. As you can see, we would just have to extend it one more, because 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 66 would give us the 74 miles per hour. Another way of doing it, we know y is the wind speed. So we could set up an equation and do 74 equals 2x plus 66, and then just go through a two-step equation to solve for x. So this would be 8 equals 2x, so x equals 4. So after 4 hours, this tropical storm is going to turn into a hurricane. So you have 4 hours to evacuate the area. Okay, here's a table already set up. So y equals 2x minus 3. So we can just plug in order to solve for our outputs, which are our y values. So negative 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. Negative 2 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 3 is negative 3. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. And then 2 times 2 is 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. So I hope this helped you to see how we can graph linear equations.